Hello and welcome to the demonstration of the new remediation feature of the Sentinel-1 endpoint protection platform. In this video, we'll be showing you how Sentinel-1 can help you remediate even the most invasive of malware with a few simple clicks. To get things started, I'll be taking a variation of ransomware known as TeslaCrypt 2.0 and be dropping it on my desktop. I'll convert it to an executable and then I'm going to run it. This particular payload should be picked up right away and be blacklisted before we can actually run. Yep, there it is right there, and the reason why is this is a well-known hash. The original file was not modified at all, so it was picked up right away. So going back to the dashboard really fast, you can see that it was blocked a few seconds ago. By clicking on More and Analyze Threat, you can see at the top right that 40 out of 56 cloud AV vendors flagged it and determined it was malicious. By clicking on Reputation, you can see the breakdown of the AV vendors, and by clicking on the drop-down, you can see the AV vendors that did flag as malicious and what they would have called the file. You'll notice that many of the AV solutions out there that you're familiar with today are actually in the list here, and they did luckily catch it. So going back to the payload, I'm going to make a slight change. I'm going to open up a command prompt, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this file ever so slightly by adding the characters ABC to it. This is essentially going to make enough of a change to completely change the hash to hopefully bypass those other AV solutions out there. So by making that modification, I can now run it. So let me minimize that. And assuming that it runs, I'm going to open up the picture files because the TeslaCrypt does execute pretty quickly. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm run the file. You're going to notice that it disappeared off my desktop, which is usually a sign that it ran. You'll notice that it quickly executed and encrypted all of my files, and it's actually going to be doing some other stuff in the background and encrypting all of those. Actually, this particular one goes after game files. This was actually plagued a lot of computer gamers out there in 2015. So luckily I don't have any of my game files on here, but oh, there's a pop-up, and there's the classic CryptoLocker message, essentially explaining what happened to you and what you have to do to essentially get your files decrypted. In this case, transferring them Bitcoins. So I'd like to clean this up a little bit here, just so you can see the encrypted files. So just kind of showcasing the files are fully encrypted. You have the videos, these are all encrypted. You'll see the classic restore files there. You'll also see the restore files on my desktop. They give you plenty of ways to show you that this is how you pay any money. Going back to the desktop, let's actually open up the dashboard. You'll now see that there is an active threat. A few seconds ago, the TeslaCrypt 2.0 is live and detected. Let's go to Analyze Threat now. You'll notice something a little bit different here. At the top right, Cloud Validation pretty much said that none of the AV vendors found this as being vulnerable. And the reason why is the hash is completely different. By adding the characters ABC, we changed the signature enough, and since it is an unknown signature, none of the AV vendors did pick it up. So kind of going back to the previous one, look at the summary, the hash 56325, now it's D7621. So it was able to successfully execute and bypass all the cloud AVs. Let's jump down the storyline so we actually can see exactly what happened with that file when it executed. Obviously, the first thing you're seeing here is Explorer.exe executed, and then we ran with TeslaCrypt 2.0. By clicking on the actual widget and clicking on Events, you can see that the first thing it did was create a file, a copy of itself, the VCW fqh.exe, essentially the child copy. Make sure it wrote to the file, executed, all that good stuff. Going on to step 3 there, you have command.exe, and then it deleted the original copy. So essentially that's all it did. That's why you saw it disappear off the desktop. Going to step 4, the child copy, the VCW fqh, you can now see that this is where it actually started going through and encrypting all of the files slowly one by one. It also started creating the ransom notes. So you actually have that visibility. And then step 5 and 6 are just having command.exe running, as well as Notepad, the pop-ups you saw on the screen. So essentially you have the forensic view of exactly what you saw. Also, if you're not really a storyline flowchart kind of person, you actually have the raw data view as well, which has the same information, just broken down more in a tabular view, which you can then download as a JSON or CSV file. So it did some pretty bad stuff, essentially encrypting all the things that are important to me. With 2 clicks, I can now show you by clicking on More and then Rollback. This is one of the new remediation features of the Sentinel-1 EPP products. And by doing so, you can actually see that Sentinel-1 is able to fully restore all of my files, essentially bringing my penguins back. You'll also notice that the desktops is also clear.